up, Woody Nerdigans? This is the one and only Packer Girl 89 of Nerdigans, and get today's Manga Nerdigan live reaction video is going to be for Boku no Hero Academia, aka My Hero Academia chapter 430. And before we get into this very emotional final live reaction, we are at war with YouTube's algorithm, and it is slowly but surely killing my channel. And in order to defeat this algorithmic beast, we need you to please hit that like, share, and subscribe buttons. And because, of course, this channel, let alone this video, are not sponsored. If you love what we're doing and want to help keep me, my adorable little Boku-sama around here, and this operation literally alive and kicking, so we can keep bringing you more anime and manga content, whether it be news, analysis, or live reactions like this one, feel free to hit up our Cash App and PayPal. Links are in the description box below. So, man, it's getting really hard to say goodbye to like a lot of series this year, because including Boku no Hero Academia, a lot of the series that are ending, I started covering them like in 2016, 2017-ish, and I think even one in 2015. I can't remember off the top of my head. And which is literally when I started manga tubing. So saying goodbye to these series is really, really hard, especially like when they've been with me through like thick and thin, and you know, obviously the darkest time in my life. So, oh my god. So if I get really emotional, like through a lot of not just Boku no Hero Academia, but a lot of the series that are ending, there's a very good reason for it. But anyways, how this final live reaction is going to work is we're not going to do a recap. We're just going to dive right in. And after I'm done with the chapter, I'm going to give my thought on the chapter itself, especially in terms of an ending, and on the series as a whole. And I'm probably going to include vigilantes in the conversation to an extent, because a lot of the content in vigilantes does play into this a little bit. And I will briefly talk about the rumors in regards to a sequel that are spreading, and if based on the writing, if there is a possibility for a sequel. And also I do want to mention this too, because of course the author comment we're going to get to here. I will probably do a video on the author comments that come out on Sunday. But anyways, let's get to this chapter and see how this journey is going to end. This, at least for me anyway, 8-year journey is going to end. Oh god, this is so beautiful, Horikoshi. Oh my god. These past 10 years are why we are here now. Koei Horikoshi, writer, letterer, penciler, colorist by Koei Horikoshi. I love it. Okay, so the final author note here is this. I'm so glad I could be published in Jump. I'm so happy for everyone who read it. Thank you so much. No, Horikoshi, thank you. I mean, despite... well, I'll wait. I'm going to wait for that. I will wait, because I have a lot of things to say on the series. But no, thank you, Horikoshi, for blessing us, man. But I have a lot to say on that. That will be at the end of the live reaction. So stay tuned for that. It's already destroyed. It all depends on what you'll do tomorrow. Woo! Okay, here we go. Now this is the kind of writing I'm liking here. This is the writing that I fell in love with in terms of Boku no Hero Academia. People are not born equal. Individually, we all look different, and so we're able to empathize with others. Our differences, both physical and mental, allow us to run towards other people in search of a common ground. What? Big Bro Midoriya. I mean, Deku became a teacher? I mean, Deku-sensei, where do you want us to meet for our practical skills practice this afternoon? That's something I was taught at the age of 17. I'm so happy with this. The truth about society. At the bus stop, since we're going to USJ, I'm so happy with this. Especially since Deku is in a similar situation. He is in the same situation as All Might, well, minus like the heavier injuries, mind you, that he, and with all the knowledge that he has about quirks and all that, why not use that knowledge to pass it on to the next generation? Why fight on the front lines when he could use what he had prior to getting One for All to help the next generation of heroes? I think that was smart. I really like that Horikoshi decided to go that direction for Deku. I know mofos were saying, oh, Deku go work at McDonald's. I'm like, no, I think this is actually smart. I like this. I think this is more appropriate. On that day, I heard many voices of encouragement and prayers. Even now, those voices keep me in good spirits. Aww. If caring about others is the first step to becoming a hero, then on that day, we were all the greatest heroes. Hold on, let's look at this. If caring about others, wait, hold on a second. I fucked this up. Let me read this again. On that day, I heard many voices of encouragement and prayers, and came to an end. Wait, hold on. Yeah, here we go. Came to an end alongside the embers of One for All. Even now, there we go. Even now, those voices keep me in good spirits. If caring about others is the first step to becoming a hero, then on that day, we were all the greatest heroes. So you must be thinking, then why are you still writing, right? But I like this a lot. I do. That this line in particular, though, if caring about others is the first step to becoming a hero, then on that day, we were all the greatest heroes. Because that is true. Just caring about caring about others is that first step. Because if you care about someone a whole lot, that can actually save someone from from going down the wrong path. I mean, look at Overhaul. Look what happened with Overhaul. That's the best example of that. Just saying. Let's see. I got to live this dream that should have been impossible. My story, which started when my body moved before I could think. Well, because there's still some pages left. I love this. 8 years later, entrance exams are finally approaching, folks. I want you to hand me these future career forms until next week. Okay, I think this is their time. I don't want you to hand me these future career forms until next week. I'm going to UA's hero course. Support items are the trend these days. I like that. I like that support items. I think what happened was during the war arc, we really got to see the support items shine to boot. I'm joining Lightly Lab, that's for sure. Get in the bath. That's the support item designing company where... Yay! May Hatsune-san works on! That's awesome! I'll become a doctor like Ryu Yoshida. I want to take care of people that most would consider beyond saving, just like him. That's awesome! Yes! I want to join Gel Inc., which became famous after the Cyber Wars 5 years ago. Having a career in programming sounds so good. Yes! Shadow the Brother! They became ITs, technically. Yeah, that would be the right wording for it. They became ITs / programmers. But, like, you can make the argument that it's ITs. But that's awesome. Wait, you want to and technically you can make the argument that those little things are heroes in their own right, because those roles can actually save lives depending on what they do. What, you want to become a hero too? Hey, stop looking. With that quirk of yours not happening, Dai. You don't know that. The rate of new villains keeps decreasing, and the number of heroes have stabilized too, you know. Now, we saw something like this go down in Twin Star Exorcist today, and I'm very concerned about that, because and this is where Twin Star Exorcist kind of contradicted itself. Like, there's a balance. You can't have yin without yang. You can't have dark without light. That kind of thing. But at the same time, it was saying that that they were going to take on the burden of the Kigari King, and not create a legion of Kigari to help share that burden of negative energy. That's where I'm having a problem with this here. You gotta where there's darkness, there is light. You gotta have something to balance it out. Otherwise, it's gonna end up blowing up in their face. There we go. We're entering the age where only the strongest can become heroes. See that right there? See what I mean? That's not good. It's gonna blow up in their face. People have changed. When I was a kid, everyone used to say they wanted to be like All Might, Endeavor, Best Genius, Deku, Great Explosion, God Dynamite, Great Explosion, God Dynamite, or Shoto. I'm the only one who hasn't grown up. I know that. That's why whenever I feel anxious, I come to this place. Oh, the All Might statue! Ready to try your best as a first-year Dai? Uh-huh. Tentacle has been collecting remarkable feats ever since his debut. Oh, his efforts on this is what I like to see. His efforts on resolving prejudice-based incidents in a peaceful way in smaller cities where these are still present are remarkable. His achievements and influence have earned him the Imamura Peace Prize. Now this is where I'm like, it's too easy. No, I really would have loved to see more of this. Now, this is where I'm gonna be like, okay, I wish we would have had a little bit more in terms of epilogue chapters. I wish that Horikoshi would have expanded on the epilogue chapters to show this. I think this would have been so powerful to show, like, how Tentacle resolved it, because that was when we saw that fight during the war, that was one of the most powerful parts of the war arc. So not the Tentacle spinner stuff, obviously. So not seeing Tentacle resolve it really bothers me. But here's the thing, though. We have an 8-year time skip. So there is the opportunity to have a midquel. Will we get it? I don't know, but let's keep going here. I dedicate this prize to those who revolted 8 years ago. I'm able to stand here today thanks to their will. Now to some team-up news. I'm very happy with that. That was really nice from Tentacle, but I really would like to see what they did. Now to some team-up news. Engineer and Froppy, Creati and Uravity are visiting grade schools all across the country. The villain incident rate is decreasing, and the hero's range of operation is broadening. Among them, the Quirk Counseling expansion project that Uravity has set forth is being considered one of the most essential aspects of current society. Zoa! Midoriya, have you seen this? Your childhood friend is going to drop in the chart once again. Kachan. Why are you so damn close? Yikes! I'm not a freaking exposition piece. Do you want to die? You tried your best to make him change, right, Sensei? The way he talks, it was pointless. Now I'm pretty sure that Todoroki will shoot ahead in the rankings. He keeps solving incidents day and night, and despite being a bit awkward, he treats all his fans very well. Nowadays, practically no one still refers to him as Endeavor's son. Now this I really like. I like that Shoto has come into his own. I think that's very important. He's going to surpass Mount Lady and Kamui Woods and go toe-to-toe with Takada-senpai, the top hero! Yay! Momoa-kun and Hananuki-kun are also doing great. The other day, Takada-senpai was screaming, "I'm so scared," while laughing. Do you feel lonely? But years ago when you were talking to Fua-senpai, I thought to myself, even if I go back to being quirkless, I'll still... See? What did I fucking say? I'll still be able to use my experience to encourage other people. I think that's pretty cool in a way. as I said earlier, even if, experience stuff aside, even if Deku didn't get one for all, right? Deku still had like all that knowledge about quirks, and that he could have still made a career as a teacher. He could have done it. Would it be at like UA? I don't know. But he could have still had a career as a teacher, at least in my opinion. I think that's pretty cool in a way. Do you think I'm cool, Sensei? I wish you were stricter with your students. That's important, you know. I can't help but think of vigilantes with how Aizawa was with Koichi. In current society, many kids think that making it to UA will guarantee them a great future as heroes. We gotta be rigid to prevent them from becoming arrogant. Got it? That's what Aizawa did with Koichi. You were pretty kind to us. You were pretty kind to us, though. After we became adults, it's been hard getting our days off to coincide and meeting up. Red Riot, a hero who's very popular with that. Yes! Little by little, we're getting closer to unraveling his surprising origin. It's Red Unbreakable! Seeing everyone's hero work makes me very happy. And whenever I'm feeling nostalgic about our school days, I come here. Uh-oh. Ouch! Oh no! That was close. Thank you. Deku? Izuku Midoriya? Wow, you're a real guy. So you'll be taking entrance exams? Times are changing fast. And now people like me with weak quirks when compared to their classmates can't keep up. That's why I came here to ask the All Might statue. Whoa, can I become a hero just like the two of you? Well, if he has a weak quirk, here's the thing though, and we saw this in Vigilantes. If he has a weak quirk, he's not quirkless, like Deku was, and All Might was. He has a weak quirk. That quirk can evolve. It can. So, it remains to be seen. Can I become a hero like you, All Might? A quirk that consists of throwing plates. If it comes from your hair, I think it could take. See, I love it. See, this is why I love that Deku became a teacher. I think you could take inspiration from Minetica, and throwing many of them at once could enhance the strength. And I just saw you change their sizes, right? I think it's fairly versatile. How scary. What's that? He's encouraging me? Now that my dream has come true, don't worry, just now you tried to, reaching out to that kid, right? It's my turn to give people dreams. You can be a hero. I love this. This is great. Do your best, kid. I'd be lying if I said I don't feel, a bit lonely, but if I can encourage other people like that, that's the story of how, we all became the greatest heroes. What took you so long, young Midoriya? So now we're seeing whoa. I'm still not happy with this. This is the one thing I am not happy with in regards to All Might, at least right now. I could have gone to the airport if you had told me sooner. I wanted to give you a surprise gift. Is it a tapestry? The data from my fight against All For One 8 years ago opened up some crazy possibilities. Apparently, technology keeps evolving alongside the evolution of quirks. You once succeeded at using multiple quirks at once, right? So now I want to get data from you, but that looks so expensive. It was created by a friend from the U.S. Wait a minute, from the U.S. alongside young Hatsumi, and funded by the Class A alumni with young Bakugo at the heart of it. No! The secret's out. Your body still moves on its own, right? Take this to heart, kid. This, too, is a power you've earned fair and square. This is the story. Let's go, Deku. Do we have more time to kill than before? A landslide at Star Wars Highway is messing with the traffic, requesting help from heroes. Ooh, hold on. Of how all of us will keep reaching out our hands forever. Thank you for reading for so long. We hope to you look forward to Horikoshi Sensei's next work. Oh my god. This ending was working so well. I was like, a lot of the stuff we got in this ending was great. But then here's the thing though with Deku, okay? If he is getting like something like All Might and it's like a technology thing, that's a whole different story. And that's what it kind of looks like too. Yeah, it kind of looks like that's what he'd be doing. Is just because let me go back to what All Might said. But this is a power you've earned fair and square. But here's the thing though, in terms of body movement, his body moving is completely different than like using a whip. That's or using some of the other powers from One for All. That's a completely different story. But the main thing I'm having a huge issue with is All Might being alive. I'm not happy with that. If All Might would have died at the end of the war or like during the time skip, I would be feeling a lot better about this ending. I would, because here's the reason why, okay? You got to take into consideration All Might's condition. Because remember, All Might, his organs were fucked up. His body is fucked up. If All Might was like Deku, where basically his body is intact and all that was lost was One for All, then I'd be feeling different about it. I'd be like, okay, that's just fine. But nah, no ma'am, I'm not happy with that. Like, I feel like for the most part, the majority of this ending was decent. I'm not that mad at it. But the only thing, there's a few things that I am concerned about though, and that is like, as great as one of the problems I have with this, and maybe this is why I think a midquel would be good to have. One of the things that was not addressed that was a huge problem, not only raised in Boku no Hero Academia, but was also raised in Vigilantes as well in regards to the foundation of Hero Society, was the corrupt government. Why did we not get that addressed? That is kind of a problem. I really was hoping we'd get this, have like talk about more reforms and stuff like that, and outing the government and stuff like that is kind of a problem. Also, you got the balance of power. That kind of is a problem too, because one of the big things of the final arc was talking about the gray area. And the gray area, it really feels like it's been all but lost, and it's more so focused on the light than the gray area. But the other thing I really wish was implemented here, and from Vigilantes, was quirk psychology from All for One. I really wish that was implemented here, because that would, if you would have had in the case of like as an explanation for why the number of villains is going down, is because of quirk, doing more research on like quirks, besides doing quirks, but applying like the quirk psychological theory to villains and stuff like to villains, and expanding upon it. If that was the case, I would like that a little bit more. But would I say this ending is better than, say, like Shonen no Abyss? No. Here's the reason why it's not better than Shonen no Abyss. Because Shonen no Abyss, Abyss's ending was almost complete. it only needs, and it only, I'm spoiling it, deal with it. The only thing we didn't get from it, and this is something that all of us Shonen no Abyss fans were waiting for the entire time, was seeing Yuko and Izumori go to the Lover's Abyss. But there is bonus materials coming to the final volume, so hopefully we get it there. But with Shonen no Abyss, you only need like maybe 1 or 2 more chapters and you'd have like a perfect ending, or the ending will be good. Hoseki no Kuni, the ending for Hoseki no Kuni for the most part was fantastic. Would I say that Boku no Hero Academia's ending is better than, like, say, Noragami? Oh my god, I would definitely say it's better than Noragami. Holy shit, Noragami is such a clusterfuck. Oh my god, that ending was bad. Same with Call of the Night to an extent, I would say it's bad. But as I said earlier, this ending that we're getting here is very similar to what is being set up with Twin Star Exorcist. I'm really torn on it. I am. Now, the one thing, and a couple of things that have really frustrated me, especially in this epilogue, is the Stain erasure. Stain was so significant in this final arc, and Stain's origin story was in Vigilantes, and not having like at least like a memorial or something for Stain really hurt this. That really hurt this this manga. It did. The other thing that really hurt this is not, at least in my opinion, is not seeing the Vigilantes. Not having the Vigilantes here really hurt this. I really would have loved to see Knuckle Duster come into play, especially for, seeing, saying goodbye to Stain, or at least in Stain's, flashback, when Stain was dying. That would have been nice to have. Just give me that at least. Oh my god. But yeah, I think not having the Vigilantes really hurt, especially with the history, that lesson that we got in regards to prior to Hero Society, we had the Vigilante era and stuff like that. That's why I was throughout my coverage of Boku no Hero Academia, I was like, where's the Vigilantes? Where are they? This is the time for it. Yeah, I'm glad we got Koichi, a cameo from Koichi, but man, wouldn't it have been nice to have an interaction between Koichi and Deku? I think that would have been a really nice thing to have. What was the other thing I was gonna say? But yeah, I think the main problem I'm having with how Boku no Hero Academia is ending is I really feel like the epilogue chapters, there's not enough. There's not enough epilogue chapters at all. We needed to see a little bit more. What was being said about, let me go back up for a second here. Oh my god, where is it? With Tentacle, I would have liked to seen Tentacle visit Spinner, and then after talking with Spinner, then go and move on to working on resolving the prejudice incidents in the countryside. I would have loved to seen something like that. That would have been nice to have. I would have loved to seen we didn't get the stuff, the way that why I say that, the way that Toya and Endeavor's content ended, it didn't end. It was okay. It felt unfinished. That's the wording. It felt unfinished, because I would have loved to seen the moment that Toya died. I would have loved to seen that moment. It would have just felt right to see it. But having this time skip and not seeing, and like just not seeing it all really hurt this. But I'm very curious what you guys think of this ending. I'm I'm torn on this ending. I really am. I feel like this ending is a little bit, best way to describe it, I think it's a little bit of a clusterfuck. I do. I feel like this ending is a little bit all over the place. I do. Like, the beginning of this ending is good. I like the setup for this ending, but then when we get into what's happening in the time, after the time skip, that's when it gets a little, like, clusterfucky. At least in my opinion. And I really feel like there should have been another chapter, because that's where Twin Star Exorcist, despite like how I feel about how the lore is going with it, at least it's getting like one more chapter for the 10-year time skip. I feel like that's what this needed here. It needed like another chapter for the 8-year time skip. It really did. But I'm very curious what you guys think about this. I feel like this first part of the ending should have been at the end of last chapter. I do. It really feels like that to me. That would have been a great way to do that. But anyways, let me just this video is probably really long as it is, huh? Yeah. But yeah, I'm gonna have to do like a separate video just like talking about especially the epilogue content, because on how I feel like the epilogue should have been executed. I think the best way to describe what I would have liked to see the epilogue content be is something similar to what we saw in Gintama, with Gintama's epilogue. Because the way Gintama's epilogue was done was very satisfying, because we got the completion of everyone's stories for the most part, and it felt satisfying. That's what I feel like we needed here, and we didn't get it. But what I say, but in terms of the series overall was good, but man, I feel like what should have happened here is, I feel like part of me feels like, especially after what we saw or what we've been seeing with Tabata when Black Clover went to quarterly, the huge difference in quality, not just in the art. Well, the art hasn't been the problem. I feel like it's definitely the writing that has been questionable. I feel like if Horikoshi would have switched from like weekly to, I'm not gonna say quarterly, but like to bi-weekly or monthly, I feel like we would have gotten a better story. Or hell, if I really wish Furuhashi, the mangaka of Vigilantes, would have worked more with Horikoshi, because the way Furuhashi does his writing is just fantastic. I think it would have helped. But the other thing, though, and I feel like this is why the manga's writing suffered, it's because of there was a lot, and even Horikoshi kind of confirmed this too in some of the notes in the volumes, is there was a shit ton of editorial interference. That's why. And I feel like in the war arc too, and I don't know if this is the case in the epilogue or not, but yeah, the editorial interference really hurt this manga, and I have to wonder how things would have been different if there was I shouldn't say no, because having some editorial intervention is good. Samurai 8 is like the best example of that. But like when when Class 1A was shoved down our throat during the Deku intervention, yeah, you could tell that was editorial interference. Like, you have to, that's what I'm talking about in terms of where there was less editorial interference and Horikoshi could do his thing, or like back in the training camp arc when the editorial, when his editor said, nah, you can't have the villain content there. That's what I'm talking about. Like, you have to wonder what Horikoshi would have done differently. Like, what, like, how the manga would have been story-wise. I feel, oh man, I really, really, that's why I'm like, I wonder what would have happened. I have to, that's the thing. I have to wonder why the epilogue was like this. Was this Horikoshi's decision? Was this the editorial department's decision? And if this was Horikoshi's decision, does his health factor into it? Because remember, something that happened, he talked about last year was he was starting to experience shoulder pain. So that's why I'm like, does that have to factor into this? Do we have to factor that into this too? But let me know your thoughts in the comment section below, what you guys think. Personally, I think this is a very meh ending. It's a meh, like, let me rephrase that. This is a very clusterfuck ending. This isn't a what the fuck ending. This is a clusterfuck of an ending. It is. But will I say it's as bad as Noragami? No. No, because unlike Noragami, we actually have good concepts here. We do. I like the stuff we got here, but it's just unorganized. It's a cluster. That's what I mean by a clusterfuck of an ending. Sometimes clusterfucks of an ending are bad, and really bad. But here, like, would I say it's bad? It's meh, like borderline bad. But damn, this is a clusterfuck of an ending. But I'm gonna say this though, this epilogue though, oh, this epilogue really hurt this ending though. I feel like if the epilogue was stronger, I think this ending would be a lot better. The ending just needs to be organized a little bit better. But yeah, I feel like that's the problem here. But let me know your thoughts in the comment section below, what you guys think. And remember to like, comment, share, and subscribe to Nerdigans Inc. Love what we're doing and want to help keep this operation alive and kicking so we can keep bringing you more manga content. A few ways you can do that. Donate to our Cash App, PayPal, Patreon. Purchase something off our Amazon wish list. All that's in the description box below. Also, make sure you follow us on Twitter, Twitch, Discord, friend us on PlayStation Network. That's in the description box below as well. And until next time, Nerdigans, I will be seeing you later. Bye.